We are going to do a bat portrait. I've never done this before. He doesn't look like he wants to come out of that cage. He's like, life is good in here, man. I don't want to leave. Is that a mongoose? Oh, here we go. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the bat has a nice diet.
Yeah. Banana, papaya, and milk.
Wow, he eats just like me. What's the worst that can happen? From one Asian island capital to another, we pack our bags and leave Manila for Jakarta, which is not technically a city. Even though Jakarta is the capital of Indonesia, it's officially considered a province with special capital region status. It's a coastal plain, flanked to the north by the Java Sea. With 13 rivers running through the province, this has made Jakarta susceptible to flooding. And a combination of climate change and extensive groundwater mining has caused Jakarta to literally sink into the sea. 40% of the region is already below sea level, with an expected 95% submersion by 2050. It also doesn't help that Jakarta is one of the most densely populated places on Earth, with 2 million more inhabitants than London, while only being 1/3 of the size. As you can imagine, this causes quite a lot of traffic. So don't expect to get anywhere in Jakarta fast. This is why on my first day in Jakarta, I was already running late to meet up with my friend and Fujifilm ex-photographer Ari Amphibia at a random undisclosed parking lot smack dab in the center of the city. My goal was to take the perfect photo of Jakarta's most famous landmark, the Wisma 46 Tower. With its windsail-like curved blue top, it's no wonder it appears at the top of Jakarta's Google search results. But with such a sprawling city around it, getting the perfect view from anything other than a drone seems impossible. Or is it? Oh man, okay.
This is the water treatment.
The water treatment plant.
Yeah.
I can smell it.
Oh? Mana Pak? Yeah, nanti nyebrang ya? Wrong way.
Okay. I feel like if you gave me a GPS coordinate for this spot,
No, you
there's no way. There's no way I would have done that.
Yeah, this way. Through that blue tank, and we cross the river.
Okay, I can kind of see a path.
This is the interesting one.
What's the
This is
worst
the-
that can happen?
This is the interesting part.
Instagrammers make this look really beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Please. Yeah.
Instagrammers are lying.
Okay. Yes. We made it. Woo.
Okay. So, yeah, there's the reflection spot. And this is a very, very secret local spot. This is the very local spot. Where do we set up? And is it raining right now?
No. There's a lot of mosquito.
Those are insects.
Yeah, there's a baby mosquito there.
So I was like, why am I not getting wet? And it's a bunch of mosquito larvae, so that's good to know. Now this will look kind of funny, I have to admit. And it pushes it off your face and prevents all the mosquitoes from getting in your face.
Okay. You look more handsome, right?
I look more handsome?
Yeah.
It's like a veil. The double is going to a funeral. So Jakarta is sinking.
Yes.
Why is it sinking?
The supply of the good water in the city is not proper. So the community, the people try to make their own water with pump. They pumping the water by themselves. And yeah, because Jakarta is a city with side by side with sea, right? And when you pump here, there, then you will pump the seawater come through the beyond of the land.
Wow, so that's a very dangerous problem.
I think the government have to provide the good water supply for the people who live in Jakarta.
And the solution is to move the capital. That's got to be an interesting situation. It's also interesting to me because you think that, especially cities, are going to be there forever.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a built structure.
Yeah.
It seems solid, but the thought of something disappearing, you know, whether it's from, you know, the water table moving underground or from climate change or from anything else is actually a scary thought. And as a photographer, it reminds me that I should always photograph places when I can, because you never know how things are going to change.
So you have to take photograph of Jakarta now.
Yes.
Before it gonna be sink.
Photograph Jakarta now before it completely sinks into the ocean. Yeah, that is a sad but true rule. Speaking of which, this looks pretty nice. I think we have a good cityscape. I have to decide whether I'm going to shoot landscape horizontal mode or vertical, just on the beautiful tower. But the reflections look good. You probably should not go swimming, right? No swimming? No swimming. Unless you're a mosquito. Yeah. Mosquito larvae can live here. Why is it a famous building in Jakarta?
Yeah, because this is the first tallest building, 46th floor, and the shape is like a pencil, right?
Yes. So it's just become a sort of landmark, tall building.
Yeah.
Looks different than the other buildings.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting spot, and I have to admit, it was definitely fun and a challenging approach just to get to this area. I decided on a vertical composition because I wanted to kind of condense the scene down to what's important, those buildings back there, the really beautiful spire on the tall building. And to be honest, when I had it horizontal, I had to shoot too wide to get all the buildings in. So this lets me focus in. Now, there's not much wind, which also means that the reflection is nearly perfect. If it wasn't, I could force a longer exposure to get it to look really nice, like a mirrored reflection. But even with a quick exposure, it looks perfect right now. The only issue I would say with this blue hour shot is with my composition, I can't actually get into the water, meaning that I have some of this bank of this dam in the shot. In the lower right corner, it's actually taking up part of the frame. Getting this into post-processing, it's really easy to add some contrast, get rid of the annoying subject in the lower right corner, and very quickly we end up with the final photo that looks like this.
Oh, I think I'm done.
You're done?
Yes.
All right.
Done?
Yeah, these mosquitoes are crazy, man. Let's get out of here.
Look. Oh,
Got him. That's good. He deserved it. This beautiful site won't be around very long if Jakarta continues sinking. Luckily, the leadership of Indonesia isn't letting that happen. Plans continue to be underway to move the capital away from the island of Java to East Kalimantan, a province of the island of Borneo, about 1,300 kilometers away. 2020 was supposed to be the year of the big move, but one major thing got in the way: COVID-19. The coronavirus is believed to have originated at a wet market in Wuhan, China. But wet markets are not unique to China alone. In fact, Indonesia has many such markets where locals and tourists alike flock to every day. I met my friend and street photographer Gatho Subroto at a local Jakarta bird market to take some photos. At the time, I didn't know much about these markets, why they were running, and what kind of wildlife was being sold. I only knew that this is where quite a few aspiring Indonesian photographers go to build their photography portfolios. I've never been here.
Yeah.
You've been here many times, and I've seen your photos are amazing from this place.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trust you to be my guide and show me some of the best areas here in the market. Where are we going to go first?
Firstly, we shoot for the outside area to shoot the establishing shoot.
Which camera are you using right now?
Fujifilm GFX 50R.
So I have the big brother.
Yeah.
The 100.
The younger, but the big one.
the big brother, but you know what this is for?
Yeah.
Just exercise for your arms.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so heavy. This keeps me strong when I'm traveling.
Pagi, Padi. Oh.
So now we've gotten the establishing shot. It's the beginning of telling a photographic story.
Yes.
So the next phase, we have to go inside
We go
the
inside.
tunnels here
Yeah.
and get detail photos, right?
Details photo and interaction sellers with the buyer.
Okay.
And maybe portrait. If you meet the nice face of the seller, you can ask permission to take a portrait.
So I might ask you because I don't speak the local
No,
language.
I can become your guide.
Oh, great.
Your translator.
Okay, do you speak bird?
No,
No?
speak Japanese.
Javanese. All right, well, I can't wait. It's gonna get really noisy in there though, isn't it?
yeah.
All right. This is a little overwhelming. It's just wild looking.
Saya foto nanti saya cetak Pak, bawa pesen ya. Kertas ya? Oh, CGC.
Are you getting ready to print his portrait for him?
Yes, give him the portrait.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
Ayam Bu. Oh, ayam kalkun. Turkey.
Turkey?
He sell Turkey.
Oh,
Oh, it's from China.
so China, Canada.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful one though.
Yeah.
We are going to do a bat portrait. I've never done this before. He doesn't look like he wants to come out of that cage. He's like, life is good in here, man. I don't want to leave. Whoa. Amazing.
Komunitas. Oh, seem like a baby.
Just a baby bat. Wow.
Yeah.
So the bat has a nice diet.
Yeah. Banana, papaya, and milk.
Wow, he eats just like me.
Now I know what goes on here. For example, in Jakarta's Jatinegara market, live bats are slaughtered for their hearts because bat hearts are considered good for asthmatics. Other animals, like civets, monkeys, and snakes, live alongside them in small cages, each their own known coronavirus vector species. According to Ahmad Yuryanto of Indonesia's COVID-19 task force, the government is not going to close or discipline those who work and maintain these markets, and that any decisions should come from local authorities. Meanwhile, groups like the Jakarta Animal Aid Network have been lobbying to close down these markets, arguing that wildlife is captured illegally and there is no cultural justification to continue the markets. While this may be true, the argument is that making the markets illegal would not close them. It would just push them further underground. The conditions for both the animals and their human caretakers would worsen, while their way of life would be eradicated. If you come to Southeast Asia, I would discourage you from visiting one of these markets. Though they do have a strange beauty and can look good in photographs, no photo is worth perpetuating the suffering of these animals, or, at worst, causing another major viral outbreak.
Wow. It's nice to be outside for a second.
Yeah.
Even now too, I feel like I can breathe.
You can breathe.
A great place to spend your tourism dollars instead is on local culture and art, like the next place we're headed.
No trip to Jakarta would be complete without some sightseeing, and today I want to go to the Wayang Museum, which is in Dutchtown. So I found it on the map, and Uber doesn't work here, but here in Southeast Asia you can use Grab, which is pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to open up Grab, and now my options are Grab car or Grab bike. Now when you think bike, you might think bicycle. No, it's a motorbike. So if you're feeling adventurous and you don't have far to go, you can jump on the back of a motorbike, they hand you a helmet, and you're weaving through traffic. But with all of our gear, and this is being, kind of across town, I'm gonna go with the safety of the Grab car. It's 56,000 in local currency. How much is that? That's around, around $5-6. So that's not so bad. And he's here in just a minute. Let's go.
For 320 years, the area known as Jakarta was colonized by the Dutch, who named it Batavia and placed it as the capital of the Dutch East Indies. Much of the old Dutch architecture has withered away, both due to the tropical climate and to rapid modernization of the old city. But here in Kota Tua, the last remnants of old Batavia stand. This is Fatahillah Square, a popular gathering place for both tourists and locals.
One end features the Jakarta History Museum, which is housed in the original town hall of 17th century Batavia. There are also several cafes around the square, along with plenty of musicians and street vendors. But the most obvious and defining feature of the square are the bright neon bicycles.
Dutchtown's pretty cool. It's a way that you can escape the city, and it's also 100% safe to rent and ride a bicycle. And not only that, is you can get a really colorful hat. So they kind of embrace the Dutch culture and enjoy it. Hello.
Hello,
How much to rent a bicycle?
20,000 rupiah
20,000
for 30 minutes.
for 30 minutes? Yeah. Does it come with a hat?
Yeah. A hat.
The hat and the bicycle for 20,000? Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, let's do it. Oh, yeah. It's not gonna fly off. All right, what is the worst that can happen? I'll see you guys later. Yay! I don't think this hat makes it easier. What did you do in Jakarta? Oh, you know, pink bicycle, pink hat. Hey!
While riding a bike in the square is definitely fun and can also make for some pretty sweet Instagram moments, there is another quite hidden attraction here in Kota Tua, the Wayang Museum, housed inside an old Batavian church. Due to museum rules, we couldn't bring our professional cameras onto the premises, but I couldn't resist whipping out my iPhone to show you the beautiful artistry of Wayang, the Javanese art of puppetry. Wayang is the Javanese word for shadow, which makes sense because the puppets are carved out of leather and placed between a lamp and a linen screen, casting these beautiful shadows as a form of puppet theater. The traditional theater show starts after sunset and goes on all night until dawn. Many of the stories are traditional tales of Hindu epics featuring gods engaged in epic battles and quests. The Wayang Museum also has many other different styles of puppets, from 3D rod puppets to the giant ondel-ondel, which are frequently used for weddings, building inaugurations, and circumcisions? Yeah, that's what the script says. We'll go with it. I highly recommend this museum if you're coming to Jakarta. It's easy to access and it comes with your own local tour guide, just in case you have any uncut questions. Something that is not easy to access, however, is any rooftop view. Since there are so many skyscrapers in Jakarta and they are packed so closely together, getting a view of a noteworthy monument or popular vantage point can be quite tricky. How tricky? Well, let's just say that to access the roof of the Mandarin Hotel, which looms over the famous welcome monument, we had to sign papers.
And you have to be psychologically healthy.
Yeah, especially you, man.
Especially me, yeah. They knew I was coming. They knew I was coming.
They have to take the picture of your ID card.
Oh, that's fine.
Go through a security briefing.
I'm looking at you, Instagrammers. You know when they say don't hang your feet over the edge? Don't, because now there's a safety briefing.
Sign papers again. And even my crew had to sign papers.
They're gonna copy your ID card.
Oh, I thought we already did that, no? Ah, okay, cool. We have the key. One step closer.
One step closer.
I feel like we've gone through a few levels of trials here. But you know what that means now, you better not fall off.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like a fancy hotel anymore, I love it. I just think this is a little harder to get to. You don't just want everybody coming up here. All right.
Then, after navigating the inner hallways and back doors of the hotel, we finally got this.
Okay.
The best rooftop view in the city.
Now it's starting to make sense.
Yes. Now, and we can see the icon of Jakarta City, welcoming monument, or we call Bundaran HI. HI means Hotel Indonesia.
Well, what I think is incredible is the traffic in Jakarta is already, crazy.
Oh.
But that is a big roundabout for all those people to navigate.
Yeah.
So at nighttime, this is going to look incredible, like the lights, the light trails. It's going to look really
It's a
good.
little bit cloudy, but it's okay.
I think it's okay. It's cloudy, but it's pretty clear. All right, let's put these bags down. Let's figure out how we're gonna do this. This is a big cityscape. That's a lot. So I'm actually gonna use the widest lens I have. It's the Laowa 17mm, which in real people 35mm talk is like 13mm.
And they claim they have a zero distortion, yeah, right?
They claim zero distortion.
But I don't know. I never tasted it before.
We're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
I always feel slightly nervous when I'm doing this. And then, right after I feel slightly nervous, I stop caring at all. So it may look like this is dangerously close to this edge right now. That's because this is dangerously close to this edge right now.
Yeah. I'm lucky have a Fujinon 8-16mm lens because I can compose all the element here. Yeah. Tallest building, the roundabout, and everything. So wide.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous of that. Your lens wins. But this one's 100 megapixels, so
Yeah.
something. And the main idea is having these thousands of cars, this Jakarta traffic, be one of the main elements that ties this composition together. Now we just have to wait. And I'm gonna keep shooting through this because there are some super bright lights and I probably wanna catch them a little early before they blow out the rest of the scene. So there may be a little blending, but right now, let's wait for this incredible scene to get even better. Ari, how do you do light trails if the cars never move?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Because it looks like that's just a big traffic jam. Like it's too much traffic for light trails.
Yeah. You have to put 1 minute.
No, this looks like a 30-minute exposure to get those cars. Everywhere in the world that I've been to do car light trails, they've always been moving more than this. So I have to say though, it's much nicer being above here looking at the traffic than it was being down there in the traffic. Oh yeah, one more. One more. One more. The blue hour was much nicer than I expected. It's quite a clear day here in Jakarta, which is really nice for this time of year. Once it got full dark like this, I just took a series of 30-second exposures to try to capture all of the varying motion of the cars to create dynamic light trails that go through the entire scene. So in post-processing, what I'm gonna do is basically take that blue hour shot, and then I'm gonna use the light and blending mode in Photoshop. I'm gonna put the light trails on top of that, and with a little bit more editing, I can have a nice final result.
To edit these photos, I used custom presets and an epic sky library that I created specifically for Skyloom Luminar. Both are available for download by following the link below. I want to thank Ari and Gatho for guiding me through Jakarta and showing me some of the city's hidden treasures. Thanks to you as well. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please show your support by subscribing to this channel. The city of Jakarta, full of modern inventions yet old traditions, is a great place to start if you're planning your own trip to Indonesia. And now it's time for me to pack my bags and get on the road once again because the next destination and more epic photography awaits.
On-camera talent. You wrote on-camera talent next to my name?
That's what you are.
I don't know, I wouldn't go, I'm on camera. I'm at least half of what you put down on the paper.
Listen, you have a YouTube show. You're talented enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Elia, are you trying to say that you're also talented off camera?
Well, I don't have to sign a release of liability waiver off camera for this, so there's nothing official. But if you want to, that's fine. I'll take your compliment. Hey. I feel absolutely ridiculous.